Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Committing public comments. Okay, we'll move to item 3, discussion of Senate Bill SB 606 and Assembly Bill AB 1668.
Okay, as you know, Association of California Water Agencies had several water use efficiency working groups that were looking at different aspects of the legislation. The one I was primarily working with was the outdoor component. And since we've they were meeting pretty much weekly on Tuesdays, and since we've already turned in our landscape area measurements data, they haven't been meeting, so there really isn't much to report. We've turned the data into the state and haven't had any comments back from them. So we're just waiting to get responses to what we sent them. So other than that, nothing really to update.
So it says that the new standards are supposed to be in place by 2022. Is that still on track?
As far as I know, yeah, by June of next year, the standards are supposed to be established.
And that's 55 gallons per day per capita.
Right, that's for indoor, yes.
And we're currently using what, 95 gallons per day per capita?
Well,
rough numbers.
You mean on average for the whole year?
Yeah.
Probably close to that, but I mean now, I think the last couple of months, we're over 120. I don't remember the exact number, but
That's fine.
yeah.
So the standards, are they looking at average usage, or are they going to hold you to 55 gallons per day per person regardless of the month for indoor?
But the 120 is outdoor use too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So the basic question is, do they average it over the year, or are they just going to go after people on a monthly basis?
I almost think you have to,
We don't.
I'm speculating, but I would think you have to go on an average
Well, it would make some
over the
sense.
year, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Obviously, people are going to use more outdoor during the summer and indoor during the summer with the coolers than they would during the winter months. So you can't find people during the summer and then have them be in compliance during the winter. So I think you have to look at the overall average.
Well, you ought not to, but that doesn't always work out that way. So we're hoping for at least 40 gallons. That would bring us to the 95. We might be all right.
Well, yeah, and we're hoping for more with a variance for the evaporative coolers.
Right.
We're not sure what the impact, I haven't seen anything. In fact, I did send an email to Chelsea Haynes with Aqua before I went on vacation, just asked if there's anything to report as far as an update on that, and I haven't got a response. So I'll follow up with her again. She may have been on vacation as well.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Don, how does that work with Sigma and tying in? Us being a basin that is going through a plan or the adjudication that we're talking about, that's going to be established. So is there any chance that will affect this ruling for basins that are in medium high priority that are being already told to regulate, and then we're being told to regulate again by these Senate bills and Assembly bills?
That's
So
a
we're
really,
basically getting double regulated?
that's a really good point, how those are going to intertwine and work, because the Senate bill and an Assembly bill, I think that has been, that was proposed a couple of years ago, and then with Sigma coming in, like I said, I'm not sure what's going to happen in terms of the GSP giving us a certain allocation, and is that going to mesh with what the SB 606, AB 1668 is going to give us in terms of targets? Yeah, I don't know how it's all going to, honestly, I don't know how it's all going to shake out. It's going to be interesting to see how they make those work together. A lot up in the air still.
Okay, any other discussion on item 3? Okay, we'll move on to item 4, draft agenda for a regular board meeting and public hearing for August 9th, 2021. So I've looked at the agenda. I think we're gonna have a busy night, it looks like.
It does. That's the impression I got as well.
I don't have any issues with it. Didn't see any changes.
Yep. No, looked good to me.
So just, Chuck Krieger Dave Scriven and Victoria Morel, who worked on the water shortage contingency plan and the urban water management plan. They'll be available by phone. I didn't think it was necessary for them to come up here, be physically present, but they'll be here to address questions. Of course, Chuck will be here tomorrow for the board workshop. Dave will be calling in. Dave Scriven will be calling in. So I'm anticipating there'll be questions on both the water shortage contingency plan and the urban water management plan. And I think I wasn't at the water management plan. I know you were, David. Stan had several questions, apparently started to go through line by line, and he requested he send comments to me. I received them yesterday.
Right.
So I forwarded those on to Chuck Krieger, Dave Scriven, and Victoria Morel. And Dave pulled Victoria off of a CEQA project she was working on to try and put responses to those together before the meeting. And so hopefully he was going to try and have something by tomorrow so that Jim and Jim and Chuck and I could go over the responses. I would say many of them were more commentary than not necessarily questioning numbers. Some were questioning numbers, so that maybe it said this number on this page and this number on this page, and they were different numbers. That they can address, but some of the things were comments, and some were related to the SB 606, AB 1668, where we don't know what we're going to have, so it'd be kind of hard to put specific numbers in the plan to address something that we don't really know what the targets are going to be. So anyway, they're preparing responses, and hopefully we have something by tomorrow that we can address. And
The plan was at 60, I think guarantee 68 gallons per capita during an emergency or for potable water. So that, if we know what the household level of 55 gallons that the state has set a limit on, and then we have an unknown quantity
for coolers.
Which for coolers and for outdoor irrigation, which will probably be above 68. So I think the answer is our engineers have probably set that 68 less than what the state is going to have as a limit. And I don't see an issue with that unless that changes. I think we can just go ahead and approve that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, move to item 5, future agenda items. Seeing none, we will adjourn at 3:07.
Yeah, let's see that.